Okay, today I'm going to be making a pizza. Well, let's just call it a plant-based sausage pizza from scratch. So to get started, you want to use a tablespoon of sugar, maybe a pinch of salt, and today I'm using quick drying yeast with a cup of warm water for the yeast in, and a cup of warm water. You don't want the water too hot because it'll cook the yeast. But I tell you, not even a cup, 3/4 cup of water. Make that 3/4 cup of water. Stir your yeast and sugar ingredients together. Stir it in your container, whatever container you're using, glass or whatever. Okay, now you see how it looks. Once you done stirred it, set it to the side. Now, it's 2 cups of flour, which I already have in here. 2 cups. I'm going to use a tablespoon of olive oil. Store-bought brand, or if you got the expensive kind, that's cool too. Put that in there. Okay. And if you really want to add some flavor into it, you could put a little. Let's put a little garlic powder. Garlic powder make everything taste good. And I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna measure this. Let's do a tablespoon of garlic powder. Okay, put that in there. You want to put let's put a pinch, a teaspoon of salt. You can't put too much salt in none of these ingredients because it'll have your ingredients too salty. So it's best to put less salt in than to put too much salt in. Okay, you're gonna sit this like I'm still stirring this yeast, but I could just sit it to the side for right now. Okay, so we're gonna let this yeast sit for a while, and then after about 10 minutes, I'll get back with you, and we'll go to the next step. Thanks. Okay, now that my yeast has risen, which you can tell by, if you can see this, it's a line from right there on up where it's rising up. Okay, that's when you know it's ready. Okay, but before I do that, I forgot to put half a cup of nutritional yeast in my flour, which I like that. Give it a nice little taste. Okay, when you do that, you want to stir everything up. Stir your dry ingredients up before you add the liquid ingredients. So now that I got everything stirred up, all my dry ingredients is stirred. Now let me add the wet ingredients, which is right here. Just pour it all in. Don't be afraid. Pour it all in and start to stir it. All right, keep stirring, stirring, stirring. Now when it gets so where you can't stir it no more with the spoon or your stir or whatever you're using, time to use your hands. Okay, now you mix it, knead it, as they call it, knead it. You knead it. Now, if you got a food processor, which I do have one, but I'm keeping it plain and simple for the ones who does not have one or don't feel like running out to the store, buying one. So we can just use our hand and knead this dough. Knead. This is the first step for the pizza. And we're going to put that in the middle and knead some more. Keep kneading. Oh, that food processor would have been way quicker than this. But if you got arthritis or just want to do it quick, pull out the food processor. And you can eliminate doing all this. But I don't mind. I don't let not having a food processor stop you from making a good pizza. Cause I'm making it real easy for you. You wouldn't believe it. Look at this. Look at it. That's what you want. This is your pizza dough. Just that simple. I know it was a time when I thought it would be much harder than this. I wouldn't even chanced it. But it's real simple. Quick. And it's quick. Look at that. Look how I'm doing it. Knead. When you get tired of doing it with your fingers, do it with your hand. Now, we got one more step to do. What we have to do now is let this sit for about 20 minutes, maybe let's do it 30 minutes. Okay, we're gonna put it back in our mixing bowl. We're gonna wrap the top of it, the bowl, with some clear wrap. We're gonna set it to the side for about 30 minutes. So, until the next step, I'll get back with you and we'll go to complete this pizza here. Thank you. Okay, now it's time for us to check on our pizza dough and see has it risen. Okay, that look nice and fluffy. Yeah, that's what we need right there. Okay, I got me a piece of parchment paper laid out. I'm gonna put my dough on top of it like so. See that? Okay. Then we take our rolling pin, bam, and I coat my rolling pin with flour, and I go to roll. Now, the trick is I got the parchment paper laid out on the table in the size and shape of the pan that I'm going to put it in. So, I try to go long ways first, as long as the pan is. Then I turn it, and I try to roll. If it sticks, just put some more flour on it. And I try to come back. Like I said, keep rolling till you try to get it. The trick is to try to get it the same size as the parchment paper is. Because you can already cut the paper out to the size of your pan. That's the first step. So, and that's the easy way of doing it. No guessing. You take all the guesswork out because you already done pre-cut the paper to the size of your pan and the shape of your pan. So I'm using a square pan. I'm really not using I made me a piece of pan. So let's do this. Bam. Now that I got it the right correct size, I can put this down. And to make it real easy, like I said, this is the pan I'm using. Now watch how I do it. I take my pan, and I lift my paper up, and I just slide it right there on the pan. And it fits perfect. Perfect fit. One person can do it, no help. Crimp it around there. It's hanging over, just flatten it down around the edges, flatten it down. And it fits on there perfect. Now it's time to put it in the oven. You want to put it in the oven for, I'll say, about 5 minutes or so. So you can, so it'll get kind of hard, so you can add your topping to it. So right now I'm going to place this into the oven, and I'll get back with you as soon as it's time for the next step. Thanks. Okay, now that the dough done come out the oven, looking like this, it's time for the fun part, and that is to add the toppings. So let's get to it. I had the oven on 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, 350. That I'll tell you, you can smell it real good. Look at it, touch it. You don't want to cook it all the way, but you do want it a little firm. Okay? So now it's time for the fun part. Now, let's get everything together right now. Now, first, you want to add your brand of tomato paste. So, we're going to put this down for the base. Now, remember, this pan is hot. Now, you really just got it out the oven. So, what you want to do is make sure you don't burn yourself. So, I got the glove on. And you spread the tomato paste all over your dough, piece of dough. Make sure you get the edges real good. Yeah, I had it on like 350 for about 10-15 minutes until I started smelling it and looking at it, making sure it slide around the pan real good. I still got my parchment paper up under here. So I made me a pan. You can make it round or however, whatever size you want it. If it's just a personal pieces, you don't have to use all the dough. You can just split the dough up. Use enough to put on what size pan you want. Put the rest of the dough in the fridge for a later date. You do not have to use all your dough. Okay, I cut up all the ingredients already so I can save me some time. Okay, now we got the getting the paste on here pretty good. And one day I'm gonna do a video on showing you how to make tomato paste out of powdered tomatoes. I'll show you how I do my powdered tomato paste. Well, powdered tomatoes. But this time just to get it done. I've been working for the last few days getting these videos out of here, so that's a lot of work. So I use the canned tomato paste. Now that we done got this done, put as much sauce on here as you want. Now the good part. Let's get to the good part. Now myself, I like to season my paste. So I start with, I put me a little salt. I like to season my dough the top of my dough, a little salt. Then I'm going to add a little complete seasoning, one of my favorite seasonings, like I said. On my dough. Alright. And you also know I can't live without my garlic powder. So we're going to sprinkle a little garlic powder on top of here too. Now, okay. Now that we got that done, okay. Now the good part. Back to those. I don't think I put no powdered mushrooms. Let's put a little powdered mushroom on here. And I tell you a secret about powdered mushroom. If people say they don't eat mushroom, they'll never know the powdered mushrooms in there. Okay, now that you got your powdered mushrooms on there, oh yeah. And I am going to add a little nutritional yeast on top too. That takes the place of your cheese. Add your nutritional yeast on top, and that will be the place of the cheese. Can't forget that. Okay. That's how you do that. Now time to start adding. I have some plant-based sausages. I'm going to add them on. Bam. Just like you do any other pizza. Just add it on. Spread it out evenly as you can. Spread it out. There's no right way or no wrong way of doing this. So if anybody want to dive in and help children or something, they could add this, get in and help. Like if they wanted ham or some other kind of topping, you do half and half. You do yours on this half and let them do theirs on that half, and when it get done, you just cut it down, split it down the middle, and that's it. Now I got my plant-based sausages on there. Now I'm gonna put me. If they don't do onion, you just do half. Your half, if you like onions and they don't, you just do your half with the onion. Leave the onion off their half. That's all. But anyway, I'm putting some red onions on here. Okay, now I forgot. And then we're gonna go with the black olive. The black olive all around it. Put your black olive. Oh, this is gonna look really great. The key is to cut everything thin when you using a home oven. I don't think most home ovens don't get as hot as a pizza oven do. So you have to cut everything thin in order to so it'll cook faster, and it'll cook. Okay, now you got your bell peppers, your green bell peppers. I got some green and red bell peppers I'm adding on here. Give it a little color all the way across the map. Yeah. Slice them up thin. No right way or no wrong way of slicing them. You just spread them out evenly. It's really just a way of doing it. And like I said, if you have any help, you have any children, friends or something that might want to help, they get in and they dive in, and there you go. You do you and they do them. So can't nobody just say, well, I don't eat this and I don't eat that. Cool. Just let me know before I start. That way I could still kill two birds with one stone. So now this is a all 100% vegetable pizza. 100%. And if you have a special kind of vegetable that you like that I did not add, please feel free to add your own topping. But this is how it's gonna be. Okay, now that we got the topping added, I had a little nutritional yeast left. I'm just gonna spread that on top. Really didn't need it, but I didn't want to go to waste. Okay, now let me let y'all look at this. Look at that pizza there. Look at it. Okay, now let's put this in the oven for about. I'm gonna time it this time. I don't hardly time it, but I'll let you know how long it took when I take it out. I got the. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna turn the oven all the way on broil. As high as it'll go, and I'm gonna leave it in there until I begin to smell it and look at it. And when it starts getting crusty around the edges, then I'll take it out. Until then, I'll see you when it gets finished. Thanks for watching. Now, after 15 minutes in the oven, on broil, it's time to take it out and see what we have. So, let's see how it looks. First, for appearance, we're going to check the appearance out. Look great. Okay. Now you take your cutter. I already split it down the middle just about. Then I'm going to cut a piece off the corner. And with that being done, put that to the side. And cut another side piece. All right. Now, there we go. Steaming hot pizza. I hope that you all enjoyed my video. There will be more to come. Thanks for watching. And good cooking. Thank you.